I like math, so it opens up a whole new door there. So I think, like I said, taking AP classes in whatever or any classes really. High school and undergrad is a great chance to explore. It's your only chance to explore to see what's out there. So definitely start in high school. Start thinking about now because this is going to be your career for the rest of your life, and you want to make sure you actually like it. So yeah, don't put it off. Whatever you do, don't put it off.
I asked this question last time with respect to the financial aspect. How did you get help? Did you get a scholarship? I missed the first of your presentation. Maybe you answered my question when I wasn't here. Obviously, I asked this question last time from the brother. So for me as a parent, we would like to see what avenues we can take in order to sort of be self-sufficient and whether we should put some money on the for certain something it is, they call it, or the way you did it, maybe it's personal, but still in general, right now the student loans and all that is a factor, and right, and whatever the student should not think that this is an issue that every time changes, and there is nothing that should be an obstacle to go whatever they want they can achieve, but just elaborate on that, how we should be proceeding within next 10 years, that how we can go that avenue.
That's a really good question. I didn't talk about it as far as the financial, how much it costs. I went to a private school, so it was a 6-year program, so it's going to be a lot more as if opposed to if you were going to University of Maryland, which is a state school. My school cost about $30,000 a year, which is on the upper side, I would say. But again, I didn't have to go through that undergrad. So if you look at it, I only had 2 years undergrad of $30,000, and then it went, every year it accumulates. But there's so many scholarships out there, guys. These companies, they're waiting for you to take it because they get a tax break on it, so they want to give scholarship. It's just a matter of you putting yourself out there to grab it. There's so many scholarships. My school itself, they gave us money too. And another big thing, it doesn't really have to do with pharmacy, you can do this with anything. Make frequent trips to your financial aid. I remember one time I just went, out of nowhere I just went. My mom told me to go and I was like, fine, I'll go. And I went and I said, listen, I need more aid. And the person who was in charge of it, he literally said, here's another $1,000 a year. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot. It accumulates. So all I had to do was go and ask and say, I need money. And they're just willing to give it. So don't be afraid to do that. There's a lot of scholarships out there. And as far as the cost of going to pharmacy school, it depends on which pharmacy school you go to. If you go to a state school, it's going to be a lot cheaper as opposed to a private school. It's the same thing with undergrad. If you go to a state school versus a private school, there's a huge difference. My younger sister goes to College Park, and I think, I should know, but she's probably paying maybe something like that, 8 to 12 a year. I paid $30 a year, so it's $8,000. Yeah, $8,000, and I paid $30,000 a year, so it's a big difference. As far as loans go, I know a lot of my friends came out with heavy loans from pharmacy school, like 120 to 200,000 loans. But like I said, for me, I graduated, and then I'm working in retail. Alhamdulillah, I still have my parents that I'm living with right now, so a lot of my money is going to my loans. And if you make 120 a year, most people pay it off within a 5-year span, 5 to 10 year span. So you're not going to be living with these loans. And then if you go to somewhere like University of Maryland, you'll pay those off even faster. So it's not, see, like the thing with med school, there's another difference. The thing with med school is you kind of have to do residency. It's a 3-year residency. Med school, people who are do residency, I think they make about, $40,000 a year?
Yeah, 40.
So it's the same thing with pharmacy residency. So you're not going to be making that much. Whereas pharmacy school, you do your 4 years, you're out, you're making $120,000. Right, straight from the get-go. You don't have to do the residency. If you do a residency, it's only 1 year. Yeah, you're making the $40,000 as well, but it's only a year. So it's another perk.
Is there a difference between some pharmacy schools have these satellite programs like in this area?
Mm-hmm.
How are those? Are those good?
I know they just opened up one here. Yeah, Shady Grove. I don't know how it is just because they don't have any numbers yet. See, I know the way they rank pharmacy schools, a lot of it is by the percentage that pass the NAPLEX. And remember I said the NAPLEX is like stupidly easy. But, obviously not everyone does pass. So that's how they rank it. So I think most of this, I was actually just looking at that today before I came. Most schools have an 80% passing rate, being the minimum. So most schools are like between 90 and 95 passing rate as far as graduating. Not the graduating rate, but passing the NAPLEX rate. Graduating rate, I'm not sure about. It just depends from school to school. Oh, another thing. If you guys, I don't know if you guys look at this, but there's some pharmacy schools which are 3 years and they go full year. You don't get your summers off. Do not do that. I don't recommend that because I've worked with people who have came from those schools, and I just feel really bad for them because they're just not as well equipped as people who had done the whole 4 years. It seems like you're getting it done in 3 years, but I don't know what it is. I did go to that school, but I just feel like people who are coming out of there aren't as better off as people who did a 4-year program. They're like few of the people that I know that did that, they're having a lot of trouble getting a job, and they're just not doing as well. So it may seem like a quicker thing to do. Don't do it. That 1 year is definitely worth it. 1 extra year.
Do you know any pharmacy programs that are like part-time, that you could go part-time? Because I know like law school you can do part-time, like work and go to school.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm really not sure. The problem with the thing with what I did, since it was a 6-year program, all of the people that were in my class we all came from the same slate. We didn't have any 30-year-olds in a class. We literally had all of us 18-year-olds, and the next year was all of us 19. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have. Technically, you could go to pharmacy school if you want when you're 30, when you're 40. You can apply whenever you want if you're going to the 4-year program. Since I did 6-year, we were all on the same level. We're all the same age. So it was literally like going to high school all over again. Yes.
How about being too young when we're going? Like, do they care if you're too young?
I don't think so.
Because like for medical school, they have like an average of like 22 and like it's huge. Remember, they.
As long as you've got all your prerequisites and if you're a good candidate, they'll take you.
In fact, it should be a plus.
In
fact, it should be a plus sign because universities are so smart.
Yeah, exactly. They make you look better.
Well, that's different for like med school.
Yeah,
They have minimum age?
It's a numbers game. So.
See, I didn't know that.
It's not required, but like they want you to be like a well-rounded person.
Yeah, see, pharmacy school is not like that at all. Like I said, it's all about your PCAT and about your GPA. Mainly your PCAT.
Are we done with questions? Yes. So I want to ask Sister Sameena if she's willing to give her email address to be her first contact for all of you. If you have any other question, or also in the future, if you decide to go in this track, I think she's going to be the best contact for you to better provide you with the tracks and also be a connection to get into school.
Yeah.
So
honestly, do not hesitate. Obviously, I've graduated. I know a lot of people too. So if you want an internship, if you want anything, let me know, and I will try to hook you up. Especially my own brothers and sisters, of course.
So inshallah, I have your email address. I will share it with if you guys want her email address, email me. I will send off her email address to those who have further questions. We want to thank Sister Sameena for spending her time. It's a very small girl from Mohebban-e-Fatemeh. Thank you so much for coming, sharing all your knowledge and information with us, and send her a lot of salawat.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys. It's nice to be sharing this.
Thanks.